Hundreds of poverty-stricken families living in Juarez are becoming the unintended victims of the drug violence. A local organization called Casas por Cristo here in El Paso relies on volunteers from around the country to help build houses for families in Juarez. But the organization says the violence there is scaring volunteers away. And right now, there are some 586 families on a waiting list to get a home. In the last few months, the wait time has jumped from 6 months to 3 years because of a lack of volunteers. In 2007, the organization built 400 homes, but this year they expect to only build half that number, leaving hundreds of families in need.
The average family that we build with lives in a pallet house made of cardboard sheathing on the outside. Great majority have dirt floors, no doors, no windows, maybe a sheet covering the door. And in the summer it's really hot. In the winter it's just as cold as it is outside.
News Channel 9's Kai Porter will introduce you to one of those families. He's in Juarez right now working on that part of the story. You'll see it tonight on News Channel 9 at 10.
Hundreds of poverty-stricken families living in Juarez are becoming the unintended victims of the drug violence. We have one family's story. It's tonight's top story.
This violence in Juarez has taken a toll on a local organization's efforts to build houses for people living in poverty, forcing families to wait years for help that used to come in months. Kai Porter live in the newsroom with the story you will see only on 9.
Today we went to one of the poorest neighborhoods in Juarez, where hundreds have already been helped, but even more are still waiting. Loma Blanca, a poor neighborhood in East Juarez. Here the houses look more like shacks. Rafael Acosta lives in this small house with his wife, his daughter, and 3 grandchildren. All the walls in the house are made out of cardboard or pieces of carpet. Over here, this is where the family cooks. This is a makeshift kitchen they've set up. There is no running water in this house, and all the floors are dirt. Take a look. The front door is made out of a piece of wood.
Y pues como quiera que sea, aquí sufren fríos y se mete mucho la tierra y todo eso.
We suffer from the cold, he says. The dirt comes in. When it's ugly outside, it's ugly in here. The Acosta family is one of 586 families on a waiting list to get a new house like this one up the street. It's built by an organization called Casas por Cristo.
The people we serve are the ones who live in the most extreme poverty in Juarez.
Casas por Cristo relies on volunteers, mainly church groups from all over the country. But organizer Jason Laffin says many volunteers are being scared off by the drug violence in Juarez.
So we've seen a large drop in our volunteer base, and our volunteers are what makes our organization move.
In 2007, Casas por Cristo teams built 400 homes in Juarez. This year, they're on track to build half that. It used to take only 6 months for a family to get a house.
And now at the pace we're going with people backing out and being scared, it's looking like a 3-year waiting list for some of those people who just gotten on.
The Acosta family has been waiting for about a year now.
It's not the war zone that people think is going on.
And Laffin says if the drug violence levels off, he expects the volunteers will no longer be afraid to build homes.
Sería una cosa muy bonita, se sentiría uno muy feliz.
Acosta says that'll be a beautiful day.
Now, organizers tell me they have built hundreds of homes in Juarez, and their teams have never become the victims of drug violence. Live in the newsroom, Kai Porter, News Channel 9.